I'm Adam Wachter, and if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're reading or have read your rep book. And if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Go read it and then come back and find me. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I talk about in Chapter 6, Part 3, the cutting and pasting of your cuts. All you need for this is some blank white paper, a single-sided copy of your audition song, a pair of scissors, and some Scotch tape. This is gift wrap tape, but that's just because it's what I had in my drawer. You don't need to get that fancy. So the first step is figuring out, of course, what sections of your song you're using, what your cut's actually going to consist of. Once you've done all that, that's where the really fun bits that we're going to show you now get started. So we know that in the cut of your rep book that I talk about in the book, we're doing basically like the last 32 bars-ish. We're starting from the pullback here at bar 115. We're doing a little internal cut from there to the end, and we're using the end as written in the book. So we don't need to use some of these extra pages, but we want to keep the first page around for later when we put the title on. But we're just going to work backwards like I talk about, and we're going to cut out the sections that we're using. So I'm using all of this at the end, and I'm picking it up at bar 139. So I'm going to cut out from there, cut off any sort of extra that you don't need. I'm not going to tape anything yet. I'm just going to lay it out so we can make sure it's all spaced accurately and appropriately before we really get taping, because we want to keep in mind page turns, all that kind of thing. So we're cutting from the end of bar 130 to the top of bar 139. So I'll just cut that out on this page as well. You're probably not singing this particular song for your auditions, which is fine. I won't take it personally. But this is just to show you how you can do this on your own. So you don't need to get kind of bogged down in what bars, what measures I'm using. I'm just going to show you bit by bit. So that is essentially our cut. Now all we need to do is link this together. So where we run into trouble right away is connecting these two pieces. Musically it makes sense, but obviously visually this will not all fit on the same page. So I have to trim back some of this to fit it. Just look to see how much you can get on that page. To me, it looks like I can do 2 bars, probably. So I'll cut it right on the bar line, save that for later so we don't get confused, and just attach this to what comes in front of it. And if you're missing a bar line there, write it in. So now we've connected where the cut is, which works fine, but now we're missing our key signature there. So I'm going to borrow it from a piece of the music that we don't need. I'm just going to snip it right off and add this right to the beginning of that system of music. Lined all up, put on with a piece of tape. There you go. Now, working backwards, we need to keep doing that all the way around. So this is the next lyric. This is the next bar of music that comes before that. I'm going to put that above, but I'm going to take off the key signature and save it for later, because we don't need it there in the middle. We need it at the start of each system. So where's my bar 126 to connect to 127? There it is. How much can I fit on that page? 3 bars. You know, this is really enjoyable of an afternoon. It's sort of like crocheting or knitting. It's like any craft. I wish I had a mug of tea with me. We'll tape that together. And then we'll take the key signature that we trimmed off earlier and add it to the top of the system, so that just like every system of music, we have our key signature, which is vital information for the accompanist. And there's the second page of our cut, all assembled. We're almost there. We just want to go to the first page now. We continue working backwards, lining up our bars, just as we've been doing all along. And this taping also doesn't have to be perfect. Because the tape is clear, and we're going to either scan this in or photocopy it once we're done and print fresh copies, it doesn't really matter how neat you are with the actual Scotch tape, because no one will see it in the finished product. And there it is. That's all the musical information put all together so that it plays down exactly as you want your cut to be. Now all you need to do is line this up on the actual page, tape those down onto your white paper. There you go. That's all your music on the paper. Now all I'm going to do is go to the first page of my song, cut out the title and any other information, the composer, what show it's from, whatever you want really. I'm gonna make these all separate so that I can tape them more easily. I'll tape them to the top of my cut because that information is handy as well for an accompanist to have. And that is truly it. Page 2, page 1, your exact audition cut. Oops, it's flopping down a little bit there, but that's okay because that won't happen when you photocopy it, but I'll put that there just in case. For now, take this to a photocopier or a scanner, or even take a good picture of it with your phone and then reprint it. And that will give you a perfectly clean copy of your cut with all the vital information, the tempo, the time signatures, the key signatures, everything you need, or rather everything the accompanist needs to play for your audition. That's it. It's that easy. So fun, right?